think this hat needs to be washed because definitely got some sweat smells going on with it. But we're back with a new episode of AJ Tech today. And as I talked about, there's a lot of plans actually, a lot of plans I want to do with AJ Tech. I just got to get back in the swing of things because after being out for about a month of just being busy with work and just life and stuff, didn't really get a chance to really just sit down and just do videos like I have, pumped them out really good at the beginning of the year. But then I look back at my library. I have done about 22 videos so far this year, not including the shorts. I probably need to do more shorts. The shorts kind of halted. I'll get some more shorts at some point. I just got to really just sit down and focus. But here we are today. We are doing Linux Mint, and we're going to go through getting the walkthrough on how to set this little drive up for you. If you're interested in Linux Mint at all, you can virtualize it. You can. You can absolutely virtualize it. Actually, I might do that. I might virtualize it first. But I will show you how to set up a flash drive for your ISO to boot up into a laptop. And then we're going to dive into Linux Mint and go from there. So let's get started, shall we? All right, we're hanging out in the corner for this here. Of course, first things first, we got to get the Linux Mint ISO file. So I actually documented, I'm starting to be better about documenting my stuff. I document stuff at work for IT purposes, but at home, I need to definitely document more often. So what I typically do, this is bonus material right here. I have a OneNote that I've built, and for like this purpose here, for like documentations. So like I've been trying to figure out SSH here, and I've been struggling with this particular machine for SSH purposes. It keeps giving me port 22 errors. Another video for another time. We're here to talk about Linux Mint, but actually I don't even have it in there. I actually did a Word document for this step-by-step guide, but I got it memorized, so let's just roll with it here. So we're going to go to, of course, Edge, Microsoft Edge. We're going to pull this up, and I believe we're just going to do a search here. Hey, yep, this is probably it right here, linuxmint.com. Yep, it's a website. It's a thing. This is the official. The Cinnamon Edition is the one that I went with, and this is it right here, Linux Mint 22.1 Cinnamon Edition. Look at that. As you can see by the picture, it looks like Windows. It acts like Windows. It's going to be nice. All right, but it gives you an installation guide. To be quite honest, when I was going through the installation guide and how to download this, they wanted you to download this, they wanted you to download this, they wanted you to verify the software and all that BS. And to be quite honest, I could not figure that part out. I decided, you know what, I'm just going to take my chances and just go with one of these. And the one I went with, let's see if I can find it here. It's the kernel.org one right here, the USA kernel.org. I've tested it myself. I know it works. So that's the one you'll want to go with. And there it is up in the corner. If I move myself out of the way here, it is downloading. Now it's saying it's going to take about 10 minutes to download. So once that is done, well, time frame is dropping like rocks here. But anywho, we'll show you the next steps here, of course. I'm going to go ahead and just position myself in a different spot here. The other thing you can do, you're going to need to get Rufus. Now, I think what I have here, I think this one here can make the flash drive too, if I remember correctly. But Rufus is the one that I used to get this flash drive prepared for Linux Mint installation. Oh yeah, definitely this, you could use Balena Etcher. Yeah, you could definitely use that, I believe. But since I did Rufus, let's just go ahead and do the Rufus thing. But you can get this from the Microsoft Store here, or you can go to the official website. But if I could type it, Rufus, the application right here. And we can run this install here. We're going to just go ahead and throw it on here. I might get rid of the other one. We'll let that do its thing here. It's almost done. It says right there, almost done. It's ready to eat for everyone, apparently. What is this, a video game? I don't understand that at all. All right, now that it's done, we can click open from here if you like. Click yes to open this darn thing. And this is it right here. This is what we're going to be using is drive properties. Now, again, you'll want to get, I think for this one, at least 4 gigabits of a flash drive. This is an 8 gig. Plenty for it. So we'll go ahead and just put it in here. Maybe. Hold on. What the flip? It helps if you put the flash drive in the correct way. You have to do it like rotate it 3 different times. Now this one's already been formatted for Linux Mint, but you also want to select, so it's going to tell you what it is already, so you don't have to worry about that part. But what we're going to do is we're going to locate the ISO. Let's see if it's done. Oh, it's almost there. It is definitely almost there. Why is my screen weird? Now that I got that fixed, because I realized my screen was kind of being wonky. All right, so it says it's done. File, of course, if we open this thing here, let me drag this over. It's going to be right here in your downloads folder, as you can see right there, your pathway. So we're going to go ahead and close that out. And what you're going to do, you're going to select your ISO distribution. I'm going to select, and this is where you're going to find it. You're going to pick that. You're going to open it, pop it in there. And then from there, just simply hit start and let it bake. And that's it. It's ready to go. And then it'll let you know when it's done. And then you can just simply just close out of it. We're not going to do that since this flash driver is already formatted, but that's how you would go about doing that. Switching gears here from the computer to the phone for recording. This is the lab laptop here, and it is set with Windows 11. It's basically what's on here. It's what on my main laptop, but this is, like I said, it's a lab type of environment, and I'm going to actually use this to put Linux Mint on this machine. I put it on the old HP. The performance on that thing is not the best. It's old. It doesn't support OBS very well. And that's what I need to be able to demonstrate. It's something that's more powerfuler than an older machine. You can throw it on there if you like to use it for other reasons, but I'm a little bit more technical heavy when it comes to this stuff here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in here. And I don't know if it's going to boot it, but we'll find out. So we're going to power it on. We may have to go into the BIOS settings and make some adjustments, but we're going to find out here. So clearly we'll need to go to BIOS. So what we're going to do is we're going to reboot it. And for Dell, it's going to be F12 to get into the BIOS. Depending on your system, you may have to go look that up on which one is going to be for BIOS. Because you'll want to switch this flash drive to be the bootable disk for installation. So as you can see, we have our options here, and trying to determine which one of these. Oh, there it is, USB right there. That's the one I want. So we're going to click on that. And there it is. We're going to do Start Linux Mint 22.1 Cinnamon 64-bit. This is the first one on here. I'm going to select that. And it should give you, if it goes correctly, it actually will let you play with the environment before you can install it. And I love that. That's just an awesome thing. Look at that. It's already got the Linux Mint logo popping up on the screen already. It's pretty sweet. All right, we are now on the Linux Mint desktop, and like I said, it gives you the opportunity to play around with it before you actually install it on your computer, because up in this corner, I don't know if you can see it, but right up here in this corner is install Linux Mint. So like you can go wild here and just check things out, see what works, what doesn't work. It's pretty awesome. You got your start menu, all sorts of stuff. I am going to go ahead and do the install real quick. So we'll just double click on that. Like I said, it looks similar to Windows, and I love that feeling that it has the similarities to Windows. So it's going to make, if you're interested in switching to this operating system and just have an open source type of operating system to play around with, that's like, seriously, play around with and experiment and try things out. It's going to be pretty fun, especially, if you're familiar with Windows. So we got to choose our language here. English, of course. We'll continue. Keyboard, US, English, continue that. It's going to want to connect to the internet networks. So I'm going to go ahead and click onto my Wi-Fi here. All right, so we want to type in our password or your password. I'm going to click connect. Okay, we are now connected. We're going to go ahead and click continue. We'll go ahead and let's see here. Install multimedia codecs. Multimedia codecs are required to play some videos. Yes, we will want to do that. Configure secure boot. Change password. Choose a password and confirm password. Okay. Hang on. I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, so we've got our password set. And this is for the secure boot. All right, so here's another cool thing. This computer currently has Windows Boot Manager on it. What would you like to do? Install Linux alongside Windows Boot Manager, meaning documents, music, and other personal files will be kept. You can choose which operating system you want for each startup. Or we could completely eradicate the disk. So you can, if you want, put two operating systems together side by side. That's cool. But I think, because if I remember correctly, the amount of memory on this thing is about 256 gigs. Having two operating systems operating on that is not enough. I'm just going to go ahead and erase the disk and just simply install Linux Mint. So then we're going to go ahead and click install now. Just give me a warning. If you continue, the changes listed below will be written on this disk. We're going to continue. I'm all in. No, now you got to select the region or time zone. Okay, my name. Put my name on here. Computer name. I don't want to name it that. I want to call it. I'm just going to call it ABJ Linux Mint. Pick a username. You know what? I'm good. Well, yeah, I'm good with that. We'll go ahead and go with that. Maybe. I'll just do ABJ. Must start with lowercase. I'm sorry. Good Lord is picky. All right, choose a password. Don't forget your password for this, because otherwise you're having a fun time trying to recover that. Linux. You can either log in automatically or require a password to log in. I'm actually going to do a login automatically because, again, this is a lab type of environment. But I don't recommend you all doing that if it's going to be out in public. You could probably change that later on. But for now, I'm just going to choose login automatically. We hit continue. So welcome to Linux Mint. Now it's going to be doing some file copying. This is going to take some time. So at this point of the game, I want to stop this video. We'll catch you in just a bit.